popular. You're gonna be popular.
And I hope that I am popular when I draw Glinda in 4 different styles. We're going to see her drawn in realistic, surrealism, pop art, and anime. But let's start off with pop art. When a lot of people think of pop art, and especially when I think of pop art, I immediately think of Andy Warhol and all of his amazing designs, specifically the Marilyn Monroe paintings. They are just such iconic images, and that's essentially the backbone of what pop art is. It's got bright, beautiful imagery, thick, bold outlines, inspired by a lot of advertisements, and actually a lot of comic book art as well. So there's going to be little bits of infusion of both, with my little bright interplay of colors. I did change up the color palette a little bit because I wanted to give it a little bit more life and a little bit more body to the overall image, and when we add these thick black outlines and when we hop over to the surrealism, it'll tie it all together. Now let's head on to the anime style. We're going to have to erase away so much of this because, well, it's going to be pretty much a redraw from the ground up. Now for my alphabet drawing, I went with a little bit more of an elven-shaped features for my anime style, but for here, because of her jawline and because of her cheekbones, they're a lot stronger, they're a lot more striking. I wanted to keep it pretty similar with angles. So I'm actually just going to go with a very generic anime pose, and that's because if I tried to change it around too much, it would look funky and disjointed. So how we're going to represent those strong angles are within the cheekbones that you'll see here. We're going to do a 2-dimensional cellular coloring. This is pretty indicative of almost most anime. Most anime do not have 3-dimensional rounding, they use 2-dimension color palettes to give the effect of 3D. This is a vastly different far cry from what we see with most traditional American cartoons. With most traditional American cartoons, it is one flat-based tone for whatever part of the body or feature that they're emphasizing. Very little, if any, shading, though with more of your action cartoons, there will be. But what they do have is thick, bold outlines that will envelop the whole image, and that is what their big, strong commonality is. But now, we're going to head on over to the land of the surreal. Now, The Wizard of Oz and Wicked are both a surrealism's fever dream. It is iconically a surrealist work, and the only way to really envision the surrealism in this particular piece was through a couple of series of internet queries, and I came across this painting of J.C. Amaruto, and if I'm not saying that correctly, I do apologize, but this is where I drew my inspiration for this version of the piece. I wanted to add Fiyero to this because I wanted to show Glinda's obsession with him and how he doesn't reciprocate her love.
Are you looking for something? Or someone?
No, I was...
If you've been with my channel for a while, you know that I kind of love to add realism towards the end. I kind of want to showcase the real aspects of our tutorial. I find that these early stages are just the fun concepts like pop art and drip and everything else. I find those to be the fun things that kind of bring on the video. But where I leave the critique and where I leave all the learning is in the realism side. Now for this, as you can see, it takes a really long time just to get all these little aspects of the eye, because I really wanted the eye to look perfect, mainly because I made the eye on the one side look really crystal clear. So to give it another represented image, I need this one to be even better. And because Ariana Grande has a very pale skin, as we can see throughout the movie, she's a very lighter character, as Glinda has always been portrayed. It's actually, I had to actually add white into the color pencil. Like, these soft pastel pencils and pastel markers were actually too dark, and it was almost looking nothing like her at all. So I actually just put a whole bunch of white over the top, as you can see here, and all of a sudden it just pops back with a whole bunch of, well, fleshiness to it. A quick pro tip with color pencils: do use a brush to wipe off any kind of colored pencil residue that you do have, only because if you try to use your hand, you're going to smear. The biggest thing that I can give you if you are working with colored pencils and you're having struggling problems with any kind of blending is do not press hard. The technical term is burnishing. When you press hard with colored pencils, it flattens out the paper. It can sometimes scratch the paper. If you have cheaper color pencils, they will definitely scratch the paper, and then you will not actually add any layers over the top. The only way you can use that is by using a colorless alcohol marker. It makes it a lot more difficult because then you run the risk of damaging the paper. Before you lay down your base tone colors, I always recommend working in reds, yellows, blues, or do what I do, which is kind of like my little mini cheat code, is add a pastel color or some alcohol marker colors underneath: reds, blues, yellows, purples, so that way when you add your color pencils over the top, you'll get these beautiful little three-dimensional transitions. But now we're going to talk about the hair. The one good thing about Glinda is the hair is really bundled up tight, so it almost becomes a three-dimensional movement unto itself. It's like an arm or a leg. Because it's so bundled and so rounded, I'm basically just adding the highlights and the values in sparsely. I'm not going too crazy. As per the crown, I'm not going to go too crazy into the details of the crown itself as well, just because I don't want it to be outshadowing the beautiful portrait work that we have. Now we're just going to finish off with a little bit of a paint pen just to pop in those beautiful highlights. We're going to smooth them out just to give it that silky smooth skin texture. But let me know at the end which one was your favorite. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you all in the next video.